crafty Christians. I'm going to show you a really cool technique today that's a moderation on braiding and friendship bracelets, and it is called Kumihimo, and it's actually a Japanese braiding technique that the samurai used to use when they were making belts for their uniforms. And what's really neat about this braid technique is that anytime you cut it, because of the way that the cords are braided together, they will not fray if you cut it. So they didn't have to worry about having to retie their cord. They could just cut it off with their sword really quickly. So I have an example here, and this is what it looks like when it's finished. And I'm going to show you how to make it. Now, supplies you will need include at least 4 pieces of string, but up to 8. They can be all the same color or they can be different colors. And then you'll also need a paper plate, and you'll need some scissors to help you make your weaving piece for the cord weaving. So first you'll need a really long piece of string. Now, if you are using 8 separate pieces of string, make it about a full arm span from fingertip to fingertip. If you are using just 4 pieces, you can double it to make it 2 arm lengths, which would be maybe about 2 yards of thread or string, I'm sorry, and then fold it in half and just tie your knot there. So remember, with the knot, the easiest way to do it is to wrap, pinch it between your thumb and finger, wrap it around your 2 fingers, fold the end over, go through, and pull. So there's your loop, okay? Now, with your paper plates, what you want to do is you want to get a pencil and make 4 lines on the bottom, the top, and then the right and the left, okay? So you're gonna have a total of 16 sections that you're gonna be cutting on here. And you just wanna make like a little cut on the side of the plate, enough that it would hold your piece of string in place when you put it in that little cut part. So I'm just gonna cut going around on my 16 sections, or 16 cut parts. Okay, like that. Now, to make a hole in the center of the plate, the easiest thing to do is to fold your plate in half and then make a little snip with your scissors so that you have a little cut part in the center. Now you're going to take the knotted end, and you're going to press it gently through the part where you cut. Now, if your plate tears a tiny bit as you do that, it's not a big deal. Our tear got bigger and bigger as we worked, and it's not a problem really. Okay, so now you've got the knotted part in the back, and you've got all of your pieces hanging out in the front. You're then gonna take 2 of them up top. It doesn't matter which ones, they can be the same, but they don't have to be. 2 up top, 2 on the bottom. So you're gonna put 1 in each 2 of the slots on the bottom. And then you're gonna do the same thing on either side. 1 there, 2, and then these last 2 over here. 1, 2. Okay, so now you've got, think of it kind of like a clock. You've got 12 o'clock, you've got 3 o'clock. I hope I'm not doing this backwards. 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Okay? All right, so my nifty little rhyme to help you with making a Kumihimo braid is you're going to take your right bottom and go up to the top. So we say right to the top when we do that. And then we say left side drop, which means we're going to take our left top piece and bring it down. And then we're going to say turn it like a clock. And we're going to repeat that same pattern just over and over again. Right to the top, left side drop, turn it like a clock. Right to the top. Oops, I need a little. You might find that if you cut carefully some extra pieces, it does help when you are doing the pattern. That way you don't run out of space and have to reposition your strings. All right, right to the top, left side drop, turn it like a clock. Right to the top, left side drop, turn it like a clock. Now, if you ever get to a point where you need to stop, it's kind of hard to figure out, like, where did I stop and where do I need to start back up and what direction was I going? So here's my little trick for that. I like to say, put a fork in me 'cause I'm done. So here we've got a fork. We've got 3 prongs up here and then a line down here. So if you put this away for a bit, when you come back to it, you can see those 3 prongs and then the line here, and you know, oh, all I have to do is take my left side drop down and then keep going right to the top, left side drops, turn it like a clock. And I will warn you, this, once you get the hang of it, is so addicting. It's super fun. Like Olive, I taught her how to do this yesterday, and she got all of this done. And I mean, like I did, I don't know, maybe a 2-minute demonstration. I did this part for her, and she did all of that. So it definitely is one thing that can be really fun to do to pass some time. Now, you'll notice down here, this gets a little tangly. So I would suggest every couple of minutes after, you know, you go around a couple of times, just kind of take your fingers and gently run them through, rake them through the strings to keep them from tangling. As you use up your strings, it will get to be less and less of a problem, but in the beginning especially, every couple of times you turn it, just kind of rake your fingers through there and that'll help a lot. Okay, so that's cord braiding. And when you finish, you can simply just cut it off here. I'm not going to cut this yet because I think Olive is still working. And then you can choose to tie a knot on the other end, and then you have a nice chain that you could turn into a bracelet, or you could turn it into a choker or a keychain, all kinds of different fun things. So enjoy making your Kumihimo cords. Bye, friends.